Okay, Paul Anastasio here as part of the interminable series of YouTube Western swing instructional videos. I certainly hope that these are helping you guys out, and I had a lot of help coming up from some really terrific people, and so I'm happy to pass it on. Keeper of My Heart is a beautiful little tune. I'll point out something that I'm doing here, and it's written up in the sheet music, which you can get if you want to email me. Bob Wills, instead of playing something like long, well, there's a little trick that he does. He plays the upper neighbor, and even though good players can certainly play a note for almost 2 bars, without doing that, it became such a cliche that when you play this stuff, you kind of want it to sound that way. It sounds Bob Willsy. So let's fire up Albany Folletta, my lovely and talented assistant, and she's going to play from on that little skinny computer screen.
Keeper of My Heart in the key of G. 1, 2, 1, 2. As it was written. I'm just going to mess around now. So I messed around a little bit with it and I fell off the track. What this transcription has that some of the others don't is a kind of a paraphrased melody. Instead of just the melody, all the long notes. On the second four systems down, I do a kind of a light paraphrase. And then in fourth bar of that, I do what I've seen referred to as a push beat. In fact, when I was in Asleep at the Wheel, I was trying to learn how to swing. I was listening to a lot of Joe Venuti and Count Basie and Stuff Smith and all these hard swinging folks. And at one point, I had a little metronome, just an old electronic metronome, and I had a little earbud. And what I was doing is I was listening to the metronome going tick, 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 and I was trying to place at all the different tempos where the button, where the offbeat. It's not exactly the 1 and 2 and, but it's a 1 and button. And I get on the bus and they all say, "What are you listening to?" I said, "Metronome." The drummers particularly thought I was nuts. But what I was trying to do is, because as at a slow tempo, the swing eights are kind of like 2 to 1. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a one that really demonstrates that is. But as the tempo picks up, it straightens out. So by the time you get up to bebop tempos, they're just as dead straight as they might be in a fiddle tune. So I'm trying to learn that as the tempo speeds up, a little bit of that low streamlines out. Let's say Keep Rhythm My Heart again, and I'll dink around with it. I'll probably add some of this Venuti bowing that I harp on a lot, but it's a really swinging bowing. It's a boop, ba doo doo, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I do that when I'm playing scales, arpeggios. I'll double each note, which they call iteration. I'm iterating, so I can get that bowing in there, and also so I can squeeze in some swing 8 notes. Because if you look at the first 4 bars, first 16 bars here, there's not a single 8th note, and it's hard to have swing 8 notes when there are no 8th notes. So I'll add some. So go ahead and let's run that.
Okay. All right. This is Keep Rhythm My Heart in the key of G. 1, 2, 1.
Lots of room to go. Sixth. So over the G I can play root and third and fifth and sixth. Over D7 I can play. This is the 9th. 5th or G, 3rd, root, 6th. Flat 7, 5th and 3rd, 6th, 5th, 3rd. So I'm doing all kinds of little things. I'm doing some adding some notes. So the trick I was pointing out, when you've got a major chord in swing style or Western swing or trad jazz or bebop, the 6th is like an honorary chord tone. Swing players, the Benny Goodwins, used that an awful lot. Because what it does, it gives you 4 notes rather than the 3 notes that are just in the triad. So you can do some kind of cascading things that are a lot of fun. I mean, the 6th is treated exactly as if it was a chord tone, although technically speaking it's not. Now over a 5 chord, in G is the 1 chord, D7 is the 5 chord, what I do an awful lot is instead of playing root of D, 3rd, 5th, flat 7, what I'll do is I'll kind of almost substitute the 9th. It's called the 9th because numbers keep going up. Root, 3rd, 5th, flat 7. So that's a nice note. It's a little bit jazzy, a little bit more jazzy than the 6th. But you can do kind of light dissonance. So when I see a D7, instead of playing root, 3rd, 5th, flat 7, I can still use the root, but I'm going to add the 9, 5th, flat 7. Johnny Gimble used to like to use the flat 9 to the natural 9. And I'm taking a lot of little phrases and clipping them. So all kinds of little tricks like that, we'll cover them in the subsequent videos. Get in touch with me via email, and I can get you PDF and finale files for a lot of these basic melodies. And I've got a lot of instructional stuff too. So see you next video.